Hello everyone, so my name is Daphne and today I'm going to introduce you to the different features of the Mobility Work mobile app. First, after you log in to Mobility Work, you directly have access to a first menu on the left, as well as a news feed in the center, which allows you to visualize all the created equipment, tasks and activities in real time. On the right is the task widget, which gathers all the scheduled tasks for the week and the delayed tasks of the connected user. I'm going to start introducing you to the menu, the first tab being My Network Tags, which allows you to create several tags. Tags are keywords which you will be able to reuse several times throughout the app, that is to say to apply to users, equipment and tasks. It is very easy to create a tag. You just have to click on Create Tag, which enables you to enter the tag, then to click on Create. You can also create a group of tags. Groups of tags allow you to add several tags to a same group, and then you will be able to check the box in order to select only one tag of the group of tags. The next checkbox is supposed to make it obligatory to enter at least one tag of this group when creating a task. Then I'm going to show you the tab called My Counters, which allows you, as its name suggests, to create counters. In here, counters are following a scheme. That is to say that we are going to create a counter scheme providing its name, the unit and the number of units. You will be able to use this counter on all your network's activities. It is very easy to create a counter. You just have to click on Create. So here it is. You just have to enter the name of the counter, its unit and the name of the unit. Then click on Create and you're done. Now that you're familiar with counters and tags, we are going to create our first piece of equipment. To do so, we are going to click on My Equipment. Here, you can access all the equipment in the form of a mosaic or as a list. To create a piece of equipment, you just have to click on Create. Then, you have to drag a picture of the piece of equipment, provide its name, the description, and the cost center. Right below, you can pick one or several tags for this piece of equipment. Then link it to one or several equipment from your network. You can then manage the privacy of your piece of equipment if you decide to make it public. In this case, the whole Mobility Work community will be able to find it. Then you will be able to see the piece of equipment as well as the past and future tasks and activities. They will not be able to see the name of the owner of the piece of equipment or the name of the technicians either. If we set the piece of equipment to private, in this case, only users from your network will be able to access it. If you are willing to create a spare part, just check the box, which allows us to get a few more fields, such as localization, the unit price, the stock, the minimum and maximum stock. Finally, just click on Create. Then, we are going to focus on the equipment page we have just created. We can now find all the information we just entered. Right below, we have access to several information. The tab called All Tasks allows us to view all the past and future tasks on this piece of equipment. The tab called Ongoing Tasks allows us to visualize tasks which are not over yet. The Calendar tab allows you to visualize tasks according to a color scheme. It can be a calendar, daily, weekly or monthly display. Then we can select a task and drag it to another day. Then the tab called Linked Equipment allows you to view the complete list of the linked equipment. The tab called Documents gathers all the documents added to the piece of equipment. There, you can add new documents and add a link to a document which is available on your computer network. You can also delete documents or manage their confidentiality one by one. If the piece of equipment is set as public, you can set some documents as private in order to hide them from the rest of the community. Then, we are going to focus on the tab called Task Documents. It gathers all the documents added by technicians to different tasks on this piece of equipment. We then have access to the top 5. First, the 5 most time-consuming tasks. Then, the most used tags on this piece of equipment. Here, for instance, the curative tag has been way more used than the preventive tag. The last top 5 allows us to visualize the 5 most assigned users. You can easily determine which user is the most capable to answer your questions regarding this piece of equipment. Then is the tab called Counter. It allows the user to visualize all the counter's readings on this piece of equipment. Then there is a description of the activity, the date of the counter readings, the name of the counter, and its value. We are now going to be able to create unit tasks, for example, for a curative intervention. To do so, we are going to click on Add a Task, and then describe the issue. Then we have to assign one or several people. You may even assign a group of people who have already been tagged. Right below, pick the expected realization date. Then add one or several tags to the task, for example, regulatory and curative. You can now check this box in order to notify all the assignees by email. Finally, just click on Create. We are now going to focus on the task page we have just created, which gives you access to all the information you just entered. On the right, you can see the picture of the piece of equipment, as well as its name. Right below, you can find all the activities which have already been registered by technicians, all the documents added to this task, as well as the task history. This makes it so easy for the technician. He just has to read the description of the task and then it's done. He can add an activity clicking on this button. And then he can describe the activity and enter the time spent. After that, he may add a counter and select the parts he took out of the spare parts stock. Next, he can either just add the activity or add the activity and finish the task if he considers the works to be over. Now, let's go back to the equipment page. To do so, you just have to click on its picture. We have already seen how to add a single task, and now we are going to focus on how to add a maintenance plan. You just have to click on the button called Add a Maintenance Plan. Here, we can choose the periodicity, monthly for example, then the frequency, and next we are going to be able to write down the task description to be carried out. After that, you can pick one or several people to assign. You can also assign a group of people who have already been tagged. Afterwards, you may add one or several tags to your maintenance plan, preventive for example. Finally, you just have to choose the starting date of the maintenance plan, as well as the finishing date. Otherwise, you can choose a number of occurrences to end the maintenance plan. For example, this maintenance plan will end after 10 tasks. Then, for information purposes, you can enter a scheduled maintenance time per person, or if there are several people, it can be a total time. Then, a scheduled downtime. Right below, you can add one or several documents, for example, a range of maintenance operations, or directly add a link to a file available on your network. You can also check this box to be notified when the maintenance plan is over. Finally, you just have to click on Create. Now that our maintenance plan has been created, we are going to switch to the Maintenance Plan tab. On this page, we can also visualize the full list of maintenance plans that we can also filter using filters on the top of the page. On these maintenance plans, we can also see the name of the piece of equipment, the description of the task to be carried out, the starting date, the ending date, the rule to apply, the number of occurrences, as well as the status of the maintenance plan. From this page, you can also pause maintenance plans, edit them, visualize the calendar or the maintenance plans event table, and also delete them. We are now going to focus on the tab called My Calendar. Thanks to a color coding, the technician can visualize archived tasks on the calendar, as well as delayed tasks, scheduled tasks, and maintenance plans tasks. He can also obviously drag and drop a task to another day in order to reschedule it. On this page, the technician can also visualize other technicians' calendars. We are now going to focus on the Search tab, which is available through the Search button on the top search bar. This menu covers 4 tabs: Equipment, Tasks, Activities, and Companies. Let's start with the keyword search in the Equipment tab. We're going to display first the first 2 results corresponding to our search from our network. Then below, we have the first 2 results corresponding to our search within the community. We will be able to display the corresponding piece of equipment by clicking on the first results of the community. You can duplicate the piece of equipment and visualize all the past and upcoming tasks on this piece of equipment. By choosing a task, you will be able to see all its activities, and although activities do not allow us to solve the issue, you have the possibility to click on the person's name in order to start a conversation using the chat feature. Let's go back to our search. You can use several filters available on the right. Those filters will enable you to find equipment using different criteria. For instance, you can filter spare parts only and then click on See All Equipment in order to access the complete spare part list. You can also download the results in CVS, Excel file, or PDF. You can also save your search in order to relaunch it or access it later. The Tasks tab will allow you to search tasks according to several criteria. Just like for equipment, you can search tasks using keywords within your network or the community. You can also search tasks according to different filters available on the right. For example, you can search tasks with the curative tag over a specific period of time, so you will be able to obtain a list corresponding to the selected criteria. In the same way, you can download your search in CSV, Excel, or PDF. You can also save your search and relaunch it later. The Activities tab will allow you to find the activities entered by technicians. Activities being nominative, you can find, for example, all the activities entered by a specific technician over a specific period of time using the filters on the right. You can download and save your search, just like for tasks and equipment. The Company tab allows you to manage several companies you are working with, such as manufacturers, suppliers, or even service providers. You can also use a new company clicking on this button, or even work with MobilityWorks official companies. You can also search a company within the community. Once you have found a company, you can duplicate the company page. If it has already been registered in your network, you can access its page. Manage service providers, which means that you can link a MobilityWorks account with a service provider profile to this company. Then you will be able to view the tasks carried out by this company. You can also rate these tasks according to several criteria: quality, cost, deadlines, and safety. You may also add a comment. The Contact tab allows you to manage your contact list in this company. It also allows MobilityWorks users to benefit from the same contact list. We can now get to the Network Members menu, which allows you to visualize all the users in your network and to add coworkers. As an admin, you can remove a user or modify its profile. You can also modify the user's account between 4 predefined roles. Administrator account have access to all MobilityWorks features and settings. Technicians can only add tasks and activities. Production users can only create tasks. Service providers will be able to create activities to which they have been assigned. You can also modify the user's email address, password, or even add one or several tags. You can also access directly to the chat from the top banner, which allows you to contact directly your coworkers. You can also modify the language on MobilityWorks. To this day, MobilityWorks is available in 5 languages: English, French, Spanish, Chinese, and Indonesian. I'm now going to introduce you to the Analytics tool, which allows you to analyze all your data at a glance. This table enables you to visualize all your data according to the time spent. For example, you can see how many tasks, activities, and intervention hours were carried out, and you can also access a distribution based on cost centers, people, and equipment depending on the time spent. We also provide a tag analysis. Right below is the top 20 equipments with the top 5 tasks on this equipment. This table is fully dynamic, so if you click on the tag, preventive for example, it allows you to add a filter which will work out all the displayed data. For example, this filter can allow you to see all the number of hours dedicated to preventive maintenance over the past 30 days. You can also see the equipment with the most preventive interventions. The user is free to add as many filters as he wants. This second table allows you to visualize the workload according to several criteria. For example, we are first going to see the maintenance workload per equipment. We can also see this same load applied to cost center or labels from the network. Finally, you can access the technician's workload. This table also offers the possibility to visualize the load of our maintenance plans according to different criteria. First, we can see intervention times of our maintenance plans. Then, you can make sure that the scheduled time of your maintenance plan has been respected. And finally, you can make sure that the scheduled maintenance plan downtimes have also been observed. We also provide a third table aiming at displaying several maintenance indicators, such as MTTR, its evolution compared to the past year, as well as the number of interventions, MTBF, availability rate, failure rate, and maintainability. We also allow our clients to cross their MobilityWorks data with their ERP data. MobilityWorks mobile app is available on Android and iOS. You can also access your newsfeed and upcoming tasks. You can also scan QR codes in order to find your piece of equipment more easily. And finally, you can also contact the support team. MobilityWorks is €30 per month per admin or technician profile. Production profiles and service providers are free. This includes frequent updates and free data importation, including equipment lists, activity histories, as well as maintenance plans.